Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the very first episode of the DS4DF podcast. If you didn't know, that stands for Different Strokes for Different Folks. I'm your host. My name is Young Smakeman Skywalker, coming at you live from Scottsdale, Arizona. I got my man Mike in the house, aka Crack. I got my man Black Jesus, aka Black Man, Goat Meezy in the house. I'm gonna give them a chance to introduce themselves in a moment, but for now, I want to introduce you to the show, man. DS4DF is your everyday podcast, an everyday podcast where we talk about sports. We talk a little bit about entertainment news. We talk a little bit about financial literacy. We talk a little bit about everything that's going on in today's society. It's a one-stop shop for entertainment, for a good laugh, to kick it with some cool dudes, and to hear cool stories that maybe you could relate to and learn a little bit from. So me, myself, I come from a 16-year hospitality background. I'm a father of 3 now that really just focuses on the world around me, man. I got kids in the world now, so things are a little bit more important to me nowadays. Hence why I decided to do this show. I've got 8 hotel openings across the United States under my belt. And man, listen, countless celebrities, countless homies in the industry, whether it's sports, whether it's the music industry, or just regular Tom and Joe's like my boys here, just here to make you have a good time and a good laugh. But anyway, that's enough about me. Welcome to the show. Crack, tell the folks a little bit about yourself.
So my name is Crack, coming from Savannah, Georgia, whatnot, as far as right now. And for me, got a lot of things as far as bowling is one of my favorite hobbies. So I do that pretty often.
Best bowler I know.
In general, we do a little sports betting and whatnot, and football, baseball, you name it. You know, we know what's going on as far as sports. Got a love for this guy here, and as you can see in the background, do a little something, not too much. But I'm just here to bring a different perspective or whatnot, and just go from there.
Nice. Go Meezy.
Black Jesus, Twan, Dark Skin Jermaine, Instant G, whatever you want to call me. I've been up here on this west coast of Seattle for about 5 years now. My hobbies, just like those boys stated, are sports, shoes, clothes, smoking good weed, current events in general.
I love it.
Yeah, we're going to get to it, man.
Yes, sir. And let's hop right into it, man. I love that. Yeah, so a lot of y'all boys, man, including myself, man, we mentioned the sports, man. So let's just hop right into it. You know what I'm saying? Today's in the sports world, man. A lot going on, man. Odell. So obviously, you know, it's a perfect segue of why I wore this jersey. Me personally, I don't know where he's going at, but I heard some whispers in the wind saying he might be coming back to New York. I know how that ended up last time, but listen, I see you shaking your head, but you know, the GM that traded him, word in the street is he about to be fired any day now. So, you know, Odell made a name for himself back in the Big Apple, you know, Big Blue, you know what I'm saying? So I think he'd either going to the Giants for a good little reunion and have a little fairy tale in this story, or you can go to the Rams to go ahead and get him a Super Bowl this year. What y'all boys think?
You want to go first? Me, I was thinking the Raiders, but I see they just picked up Deshaun Jackson, so that would be kind of productive, especially with when you're talking about sports and Brady, LeBron, them boys get what they want. So if he wants them in Tampa Bay, then Odell gonna be in Tampa Bay before you know it. So I mean, you just never know messing with Brady.
That's like everybody talking about the Lakers, how they get more money because they didn't give everybody money. How the hell the Bucks can get any more money, brother? They playing with defense and offense.
Brady got to take a little pay cut, or you get paid under the table. You know, he take a small contract, and then the rest of it is kind of, you know, under the table where it don't go against the salary cap. They definitely doing that in LA. There's no way.
Oh, for sure. What you think, Twan?
I'm like Crack. I think the Raiders would be a good look, and even though it ain't in talks, I want to see how y'all think you'll look with Baltimore.
That would be good.
Ooh, that'd be good. I'm having a hard time trusting Lamar. Like,
yeah. See, that's what I mean. Like, he get the job done, but in my opinion, that fool can't throw.
I mean, I think everybody think that, man. It come down to the playoffs for me. When the games slow down and it get real, all that running got to stop, bro. Like, you have to do something else. Yeah. You got to be able to read defenses, and if you can't do that, it's a problem.
But if you got a weapon like Odell, it's going to take a little bit less stress off of Hollywood. because right now he's the speedster guy and whatnot. And I mean, it's Mark Andrews and him. Like, nobody else is really too much getting the ball. So if you got somebody like Odell who, at times is going to demand a double team, that's going to free up a little bit more, and maybe he can even have more rushes.
Right.
So,
yeah, I think Bateman, the first round pick, Bateman, he coming into his own.
He did pretty good. I seen him. He was turned up.
Yeah, he coming to his own for sure, man. I mean, but it's a lot, man. When you really look at it, he already said that, he wanted to go to a contender. And then just today, a couple minutes ago, he was saying that he's prepared to make things hard for any team that claims him off waivers that he don't want to go to.
Well, I don't see that happening anyway, because that's a $7.5 million owed to him this year, and for a rental, who is a free agent next year, that wouldn't be smart for anybody who hasn't had talks with him as far as staying long term. That wouldn't be smart.
Unless you are the Rams and you don't give a damn about money, and you made it clear that you're going all in this year. That's why I think you're going to the Rams.
The Rams would be something good long term too.
Oh, for sure.
I mean, and they just got rid of Deshaun Jackson. I don't know the exact extent to it, but
perfect swap out.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep. So, and guess what? And he said he signed with the Raiders, by the way.
Yeah, I seen that.
So I think Odell to the Raiders is dead, man. But I mean, I'm interested to see, man. But I guess we'll know before tomorrow.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, for sure, man. Yeah. So let's keep it going, man, and keep it on that same topic, man, and just talk about what's going on today in sports, man. So we talk about, I know this ain't sports. I know it's the Astros, but the Astros, they came up short. While I do think, free agents are definitely going to start looking at Houston again, because they got a new manager. They made it back to the World Series, despite all the rumors of cheating and everything. They made it back there again. So I think, free agents gonna start to see that, them boys ain't cheating no more. They just got a good team. So if you want to win, I think they can go to Houston. But when I say Astro, you already know where I'm about to go next. It's Astro world, man.
Wait. Before you go there, let me ask you this. You think the Braves broke the Atlanta curse?
Hell no. Hell no. Listen, I think they bought that motherfucker. They definitely bought that shit. And hey, listen, I don't believe in that, that everything being rigged, but hey, something ain't right, man. There ain't no Atlanta team good. Now, I hate to put it like that, man, but something happened, bro. I don't believe in no Atlanta team.
I think it got the monkey off their back though, especially dealing with the Falcons and whatnot. I think it's less stressful, like, because the Falcons blew the 28-3 lead. I think the next time the Falcons does have a pretty good team, I think it'll be a little bit better or whatnot. Because they've been hurting from that.
Am I tripping, or did the Hawks have the Cavs that had somebody in the Eastern Conference Finals and then fucked it up some way somehow? Am I tripping, or did that happen recently when the Hawks had Al Horford and Josh Smith and Joe Johnson and all them boys?
Yeah. I forget the incident, but they fucked something up some years back. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they definitely had a good squad back then.
Man, I think Stephen A, he get on my nerve, but he have some good points when it comes to like where people playing. That matters. If you in Miami or LA and all of that, bro, all that partying, that matters for visitors and the home team.
Definitely.
But if I was a rich nigga and I'm going to Atlanta, I am definitely looking for the foolishness.
But I ain't gonna lie, I feel like the Falcons wasted a lot of time by even maintaining so much faith in the Falcons after that Super Bowl loss. After a Super Bowl blow like that, like, you got to get rid of the whole squad. Like, you got to dismantle the whole squad. Like, like mentally, it ain't no overcoming that.
Break it up for sure.
I mean, we did the same thing.
The
49ers.
Oh,
we got to the Super Bowl. Had a lead in the Super Bowl, but ended up letting it get away or whatnot. I'm still mad about it, but
y'all let it get away, or number 10 with that flimsy ass pass that went 10 yards over the receiver.
That too.
He let it get away. That game was y'all.
I think it was coaching too. And
no doubt.
Sure enough, the two teams we're talking about or whatnot, as far as the Super Bowl, Kyle Shanahan was, with both of them.
That's gonna be on his legacy forever, my boy. Forever.
Yeah, I just don't see how we don't keep running the ball and we already up or whatnot. We start passing. the same thing you did with Atlanta in the Super Bowl.
So, you know, healthy relationships, man, and friendships, man, I think it's really dependent on who the person that has the buy-in, if that makes any sense. Like the person that has more to lose. Like me, I believe that my friendships, obviously y'all two have been here since the start, you know, since I've known what a friend is. It's all about, you know what I'm saying, understanding what's your role. As long as you understand your role in the friendship and you respect the other, you know what I'm saying, the other parties, then there should be any issue with the friendship. And I think that that's always been, you know what I'm saying, I know that I'm the outspoken, you know, loud one. Hence why I decided to start a podcast. Mike has always been the, you know, the laid back, you know what I'm saying? I don't know the word that I'm looking for, but like conservative. There we go. Yeah, the conservative one. And then Twan, yeah, I know it's Twan. And then Twan, you are, you know what I'm saying? You are the funny guy, but also you bring a lot of experiences like from the outside looking in. Like I didn't know much about the streets until I started hanging with you. You know, you opened my eyes to a lot of that stuff, but at the same time, you were also funny as most comedians that are on TV. So you know what I'm saying. So that was the dynamic of our trio of a friendship, and I think that that's big, man.
I agree. I agree. So being that that's it, not us or whatever, because obviously we done been through thick and thin. We done had ups and downs, you know, like, but what healthy friendship doesn't, you know what I mean? Well, we've reached beyond that friendship level, you know. I'm pretty sure you two would agree that we're family, but just to get y'all opinion and y'all input, what what does it take to build a healthy friendship or just a healthy relationship in general? Like what characteristics, qualities, and traits do you need to build that to have just a healthy relationship in general, whether friend or whatever it is that you're looking for?
Oh
First
man,
and foremost,
we can talk about
being
this all day.
genuine.
Yeah.
You know, not having any alternative motives, like having no motives with anything that's going on. Looking at that person as a true friend and not someone who is your friend because they can do something for you at that particular moment, you know?
Powerful right there.
So
I think it's patience. You got to understand that everybody's not the same. You like my sister, Watson. Shout out Watson. I know you watching, girl. But Watson, she said she prays for patience on a day-to-day basis, and she is the exact example of that shit. Like I told her today, like, why are you always so positive? Like, why you always got the right thing to say? You always in the right spot at the right time, saying the right thing. She's a great friend, and she's a great friend because she has patience. Like she understands that every different strokes for different folks. You know what I'm saying? Everybody is not the same. Everybody's not going to handle situations the same or react the same. You're not going to get the same reaction out of every single person. You know what I'm saying? And you really have to just understand those people. And if you really care about those people and they're really your friends, you got to have patience to let them either, you know what I'm saying, overcome whatever they're dealing with, or enough patience to the point where it's like, all right, motherfucker, it's been 10 years now and you still putting your hand on people. I got to get the fuck away from you. You know what I'm saying? but she got patience out of this world. I think that's a factor that people do not really think about when they think about friendships.
Agree, and I think another important part, obviously, of any friendship or relationship, like you can't have any malicious intent at all and disguise it with, you know, some kind of tough love, or you know what I mean, like anything, or tough love usually like toxic relationships, like they don't necessarily start that way, but a lot of the times people, you know, justify with tough love or just like, you know, like anything to downplay it or whatever. No, respect is respect. Respect is a big level of any relationship. Like, you know, you gotta have respect for, you know what I mean, that person, and you know, just have no malicious intent at all. Like, because if you care about a person or that person is your friend, you wouldn't want to hurt them at all. Like, you know what I mean? That should be the first thing.
Agreed.
That's why I said genuine. You know, you got to be genuine.
Yeah, I remember I got into it with one of our associates. I'll say, gentlemen, associates, about the word genuine. I was like, you know, I don't deal with this person because I don't feel they're genuine. You know, every time they say this individual is not genuine, it's always like force. Any interaction they have with this person is forced, and I feel the same way. So if I'm not crazy, and if other people are feeling the same way, then you know that's big. So if you ain't genuine, yeah, I definitely think that that's a big one, Mike. So kudos to you for even pointing that out, man. Because if you don't have my best intent, what I'm saying, my best, what I'm saying, intention in mind, or my intentions in mind, or you don't have the best intentions for me as my friend, then you don't need to be my friend, bro. Like hey, we can our teeth and pounds in public, man. Happy for you, do your thing, but yeah, do your thing over there.
Oh yeah.
Even what Black Jesus used to say back in the day, well, about friends can either come for a reason or a season. And just because we friends now don't mean we're gonna be friends forever. But you taught me something. I learned
Right.
something from you.
Right.
But as long as I'm genuine and I'm being the best person I can, best friend, then I can't do nothing about how you feel or your intentions.
That's one thing I
Oh yeah.
pride myself on. Go ahead, Twan. I'm sorry.
Oh no, you didn't cut me off. I was just agreeing with him. But what you pride yourself on, my brother?
I pride myself on exactly what he's talking about. Saying those relationships. When I have friends, man, I try not to, in my past when I was a younger Smink, man, I did do some things that were messed up. Did it mess up somebody's money? No. Did it mess up somebody's home? No. Did it mess up anything that was like important in a man's life? Absolutely not. Did I piss you off because I probably did something on your sheets that you told me not to do? Yeah. Did I take your car when you told me not to do it? Probably so. I did things like that, but I didn't necessarily put any harm to anybody. And that's why that's why I'm always so emotional and so connected to my friendships, because I'm like, I'm the person no matter what. And y'all know best. If I can do anything at all to help you, it don't matter what it is. It does not
You're
have to be
gonna do
money.
it.
It's never have to be money, because I never had money. Like, I never had money like that. But if it's anything that I can do, I will bend backwards. I will put myself in the bind to do something for you, just because I want to prove to you that, you know what I'm saying? Like, not even that I want to prove to you, but that's just the person that I am. Like, I will go
Genuine.
all and out, exactly for my friends. And I
You
expect
want
the
to see who
same.
you love happy.
Yep. And if you don't do the same for me, I think y'all know it, and everybody that's about to watch this episode knows it is pure hell to pay if you do the opposite. I am never gonna fuck with you, and I'm gonna let it be known in front of everybody, and I'm not gonna hold back.
Oh yeah, I agree. Like friends, like they're there to help you prosper. They're there to help you get through hard times. Like they're there, like for laughter. They're not only there for bad times, they're there for good times as well. That means like under no circumstances, no backdoing, no time. At no time is that cool. No time.
No time.
It's never cool under no circumstances. Like helping that person excel. Like even if you feel like that person doesn't want to reach a certain level, it's helping them get to that level. Love is love.
Patience. We just talk about patience.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it all goes hand in hand, man.
Yeah, definitely.
So what I was saying about it, you know what I'm saying? Biden, he put out these mandates, like if you got 100 or more employees, they have to be vaccinated. You know what I'm saying? And that's something they were trying to put into law. But a couple of different states are fighting it now. In Arizona, I happen to be here. They were the first state to do so. So apparently, a couple other states followed. You know what I'm saying? Followed or whatever to try to get this shit thrown out. But this is something that he tried to do. So obviously, the three of us, I think both the three of us all work in an environment where there's clearly 100 or more associates. So we potentially wouldn't have a job if this law went into effect. Like, yeah, I don't know about y'all, but that kind of rubbed me the wrong way, because how you gonna make me get this? You know what I'm saying? Like, regardless of my vaccination status, and that's another story for another day. But regardless of my vaccination status, like, how you gonna take away my livelihood if I'm not? So I got kids, bro. Like, you can tell me that I can't work at a place because I refuse to get a vaccine? That's I don't know, man. That's not really the land of the free that's not the land of the free, in my opinion.
That man done made it to where he enforcing parents to make their kids get it, man, the age group. But I think it's like 8 to 13 or 5 to 13 or 8 to 13 or something
Right.
like that. And just like you said, this America, I disagree with the bullshit laws Texas got about women or whatever, and telling women what to do with their body or whatever. Like, that ain't a woman thing, but you can't tell, just like you said, you can't tell nobody what to do with their body, man. And
Absolutely not.
Yeah, and those lawsuits are rightfully filed, if, in my opinion. And kudos to Arizona for even being the first to stand up and be like, "Nah, we ain't going for this." But aside from the lawsuits, I didn't see it going anywhere. Just for the simple fact, it's just like, man, y'all hurting y'allself or whatever. Like y'all thought y'all lost money, and this country got doggone so fucked up, and we in debt, and the dollar don't hold nothing. More PPP loans gonna be taken out, which is gonna cost the country more money or whatever. A lot more aid, a lot more financial aid gonna have to be given to these businesses because y'all made this mandate, and you can't tell nobody what to do with their body. And like, a lot of people aren't going for it, man. You know how much business they about to lose? Airports, restaurants,
It's already
like
happening. It's
oh
already
yeah,
happening.
oh
Look
yeah,
at
and it's
look at American. Look what's going on with American or Southwest or whichever one of those airlines are canceling flights left and right. Like, I mean, look, it's already happened.
yeah, like you're telling people they can't travel if they're not vaccinated. They can't work if they're not vaccinated, especially healthcare workers or whatever. Like we're in a pandemic. The last thing you need to do is enforce that mandate for healthcare workers. That's the last thing you should do.
And then you're gonna be totally fucked. I think they should,
Totally.
put some kind of worked in the average job, right? Incentives. If you can't give me a raise, then give me an incentive. You know what I'm saying? Like
Mhm.
it's same thing with this. Like you can't force me to get this because this is in the law. Just incentivize those. If you want it if your goal is to get as many people vaccinated as possible, then come up with some kind of incentive. Not like what I'm saying. Like I see some people like some companies or whatnot doing like, oh, we give you $100 if you get it if you get vaccinated. But with
Everybody would be in line.
100, no, they already doing the $100 shit. You know what I'm saying? They already did that. But $100 ain't, like to somebody who, what I'm saying, like them
Most
NBA
people
players. Like, look
they'll
at
do it
Andrew
though.
Wiggins. Now, Andrew Wiggins, I'm a Warriors fan. You know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to insinuate nothing, but Andrew Wiggins didn't get vaccinated until they talk about taking them dollars from him. Like, all right, you can be able to play. We can fine you, blah 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 blah. You might end up releasing you or whatever. And he even said it. He felt like he got forced to get vaccinated. So if you from that perspective, if you put it to somebody's pockets, where you taking something away or you putting something additional in their pockets, then I think it'll be an extra drive, or what I'm saying, like a little kick in the ass to go ahead and get vaccinated.
Yeah. I mean, if it's against my will, if I'm in the league or if I'm in any profession that's bringing in millions of dollars like that, I'm gonna file a lawsuit every time. You can't tell me what to do with my body, especially if I'm taking the proper precautions. Like, if y'all telling me to quarantine, and I'm quarantined, I'm social distancing, I'm doing all these things or whatever, like, and you telling me, oh, you got to get the vaccine, just like a flu vaccine or this vaccine right here, and any vaccine, they're putting whatever that is, whatever vaccine that is, they're putting that in your body. So the COVID vaccine is a little bit of COVID they're putting in your body to, so your body will be immune. It'll know how to deal with it or whatever. Like, man, ain't nobody putting that shit in their body. I feel, yeah, like I feel.
But
That's why
also,
I feel. That's why I feel Kyrie. How y'all feel about Kyrie, man?
in general, I feel like it takes so many years for them to come up with the proper research and vaccines for other stuff. COVID just happened. It just came about, and now you're already enforcing a shot. You didn't have that much time to research it.
Well,
So
I agree, but someone who see again, ain't even no need to say it. We named the show this. We named it for a reason, but again, I can see what you're saying, what you're about to say, Mike, or what you're trying to say, but at the same time, COVID was something that we never saw before. Me as a hospitality professional, 9/11, and I was fucking 11 years old when that happened, so I wasn't old enough to really understand it. But 9/11 was supposedly like the last big thing that affected the hospitality industry. Nothing has ever shut the hospitality industry down the way it did besides COVID. Nothing has ever shut the world down the way it did because COVID. So when you say that, it's only been a year, yeah, but that year fucked some shit up that made a lot of people get a kick in their ass, that what I'm saying, to get this vaccination done. And obviously it went through its different trials and stuff like that. Like they had to do like animal trials and then human trials. I'm sure they ever did all of that. So I'm sure that it's probably some. I don't know the ingredients, and I'm not gonna sit here and act like I do. But again, it's my fucking opinion, so I'm gonna say how I feel. I believe that there's probably something in the vaccine that probably does happen. That probably does help. I'm sorry, help the situation. But like you saying, Mike, how you saying, crack? I don't agree with it because of the way that it was bought out. It was bought out so quickly, and they're trying to force it. And when you trying to giving people $100 and doing all this stuff, bro, that makes me not want to fuck with you. Why you so pushy to give this? And this nigga still, it's kids still getting fucking chicken pox and stupid shit. You know what I'm saying? That we supposedly have vaccines for. And again, I'm not an idiot. I don't want to be, you know what I'm saying? It's seen as an idiot. I understand vaccines do not prevent, you know what I'm saying? Do not stop it. You know, it just puts precaution into your body. And I get that. But that fast?
It was a little quick.
Man, y'all looking at all the side effects and all the cases that's going wrong with that shit, man. Like mamas that's breastfeeding newborn babies, the effect it's having on newborn babies, and some people bodies don't agree with that. It has been like quite a few casualties fucking with that or whatever. And it's like y'all want to make that, like y'all want to mandate that, like that's
Right.
unreal, man.
You can't
That's
mandate.
unreal.
You can't
that's
mandate.
Unreal.
You can't mandate putting something in your body, man. I think that's unconstitutional.
Oh yeah.
At the end of the day, let's go to what it really is, and that's why these states are fighting back. But Arizona, man, this shit, wow, this shit is really the wild wild west, like for real. Like dude came in the hotel like a couple weeks ago, had a 40 on his waist. And I was like, hey man, I don't think you could do that. I'm new here, so I'm like, hey bro, like, hey, whoa, like, and it's a private, this is a hotel, bro. You can't be walking around with that big ass 40 on your hip. He's like, you might want to check your laws, buddy. And I'm like, what? He's like, what? What you mean? He's like, Arizona just passed the law. I can have it wherever I want. I don't even need a permit. I'm like, you for real? So I went and I looked. You don't need a permit. You don't need a permit. You don't need nothing.
No CCW. No.
You don't need nothing, Bubba. You just don't need to have no felonies, and you just need to have it visible. It don't need to be hidden. You can walk around with it in your pocket, and it don't matter. You take it anywhere you want. It could be sitting on your drive, or start on your passenger seat with a seatbelt on over it. And as long as you straight, your background ain't messed up, you riding.
Yeah, you can't do that in Georgia.
Actually, you can.
I mean, I'm saying it wouldn't be good.
Oh, you ain't got to have no permit in Georgia?
In Georgia, no sir. You gotta have no permit. You can carry whatever you want.
You gotta have a CCW.
What's a CCW? You teaching me something
licensed to carry a concealed weapon.
No, Bubba. And that's when
I don't think it could be no slugs in it either.
I don't know nothing about that, man.
You can't tote it around with you, but like, yeah, your car is your property, like, so you can have it in your house too.
Yeah, it's extension of your home.
Right.
Yeah, so that's why he probably didn't get in trouble for it. But as far as like Buddy walking around with it on his waist, in Georgia, you would have to have a CCW for that.
Okay, well, I'm glad I ain't in Georgia. I'm glad I'm in Arizona where you can just damn whip that motherfucker out and anybody can see it. Because I tell you, I go to the park. With my kids, and my shit is in my back pocket at all times.
It's showing it all?
Yes, sir. At the park with the kids. When I go close to the monkey bars, I have respect. I put it in my front pocket and try, making sure my shirt covering it or something like that. But I don't care where we go, Bubba. Anywhere I go where I'm putting my family into a vehicle and we are going to a destination, I have my pistol with me. I don't care where. I don't go have it. I don't care where we go. We went to the aquarium. Every time we go anywhere, I put it at the bottom of the kid's stroller. We went to a pumpkin patch the other day. It was sitting at the bottom of the kid's stroller. I don't give a damn where we go. As long as I can have it, I am taking it.
Mm-hmm. I don't blame.
Oh man, you got to, man. Like, man, look at this hot boy shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, hot boy shit. This BMF show, right? Like, man, that I don't know if 50.
Don't even talk about that, man. They ain't put the goddamn episode up last night, man.
Why?
50 beefing with stars.
I'm blowed, man. I'm talking about. I came back from the hibachi spot last night. I'm like, man, what the fuck?
Either 50 is either he got a great mind, a great imagination, or he had a fucked up ass upbringing. Because everything he put his hands on, bro, is some shit like, God damn, Bubba, this shit really be happening.
The BMF, that's a true story. It's based
That's
on
a true
Oh
story.
no, yeah,
You
that's based
remember.
on based on Big Meech, right? Yeah. Them boys some hell of a dudes, man. But shit, it seemed like Meech was a cool dude, man. You know, but yeah,
Yeah.
I don't, the way
Beach wasn't violent or nothing.
the way he's being portrayed in this, he seemed like a cool brother. He just was about his money.
Yeah. I think it was really his brother who was more so the hot boy. It seemed he was quiet. You ain't really knew, but his brother was he was a little bit more of the hot stuff.
Not really. Like Meech was like, at least from like the books and the articles I read or whatever, like like that man T basically was the smart one or whatever. He didn't like the flashy shit. Like Meech was always the flashy ones. He wanted to party all the time. T wasn't with that. He wasn't with that or whatever. He used to tell Meech to pipe down or whatever. Meech ain't wanted to. He wanted the jewelry and the cars and to be flashy and all that shit and throw them parties and shit, which, that kind of led to their downfall, man.
Yeah, it always does. I recall one Christmas, my brother Marquis, shout out to Marquis, man, T Cummins, man, peace out, man. But bruh came home one year. We went to a party thrown by a local drug dealer in our hometown. And obviously other drug dealers were there, you know what I'm saying? So, me and him, we in the back, we playing, I'm cool with the person who was throwing the party. That's how we got in. So we just cooling, man. And this motherfucker get on stage and was like, man, y'all drink that motherfucking liquor back there. And everybody from Savannah about to stand up right now, by the way. But we was like, yeah, he's like, man, everybody drink that motherfucking liquor, man. I spent my money on that. He's like, tax-free money, nigga, drink that shit. So everybody looking around like, did he really just say that? Like, you know what I'm saying? He got, you know what I'm saying, the police in here as guards. You know what I'm saying? He talk about his money is tax-free. Y'all better drink that liquor. So bruh tapped me. He said, let me guess. He the loud drug dealer and he the cool one, ain't it? And he was talking about, I said, you hit it on the head. You hit it
Yeah,
on
I'm
the
about to
head.
tell you, the police probably ain't did nothing because I think that person was working for him too. If I ain't mistaken.
I ain't gonna touch that, man, because I don't know nothing about that. I was in
Yeah,
Seattle.
them boys was sitting on the side like, this is our motherfucking brother.
Let me inform it.
Meet me around the back end side. You can meet me around the side.
That's my motherfucking guy. He sure put on. Go text that nigga if he need a ride home, man.
Man, listen, I was dying laughing that night. I'm like, bro, he just told on himself. Like, bro, like it's obvious. Like, I'm pretty sure they already know. But if they needed any clarification, you just gave it to them.
You can tell on yourself as long as you're telling on everybody else.
I guess that's the way he saw it because that's exactly the way everything played out. But I'm gonna be honest though. You know what I'm saying? Like, you definitely see the difference between the flashy ones and the chill ones. And again, different strokes for different folks. But if I know that I'm doing something that is not strictly legal, I'm gonna put a little bit of humble pie, you know what I'm saying, in my appetite for that day.
You will still be a little flashy with it.
So you saying I'm the flashy one?
What?
I'm the flashy one, but you got $300 shoes?
Nobody see them. Nobody see them. Nobody see them. It'd be
what
low.
You mean nobody see them? You wear them. What? So explain that to me.
Sometimes.
How the fuck does a sneakerhead get sneakers and you accumulate sneakers, but you don't put them on your feet? I'm not understanding that. Don't you have to put them on your feet to promote?
They don't put it to the back of their mind that they ain't gonna wear it. It's already like premeditated for them. They already know, like, I'm gonna sit this to the side because I'm finna wipe a nigga nose for
them. That, but also, if I get a pair of shoes and I truly like them, then I'll wear them. But if I get something and by the time I get them in my hands, I don't really care for them that much, then I'll flip them. I'll let somebody else buy them for resale or whatnot. But more so, if it ain't comfortable, I ain't wearing it nowadays.
So let's talk about that. Let's talk about it. Let's pause on that. Talk about that a little. I want you to expand on that. I don't want to. Obviously, without giving the whole world you know what I'm saying. A first look into your pocket or to your bank account. Is it really that profitable to really like buy a pair of shoes not to wear them, because that sounds like buying a pack of condoms not to put them on. You know what I'm saying, when you think about it, but I could be wrong. I don't.
Shoes has its own market, almost like the stocks market or whatnot. You know, you can buy a pair of shoes the day they release, say they cost $140 or whatnot, and they're a little rare or a special release where they're not everywhere, general release wise or whatnot. And you wait 6 months to a year, there's no way that shoe, if it had some hype around it, or if it had any type of limited release around it, it's not going to be going for the same price.
So it's basically like some luck of the draw type shit. You know what I'm saying? Just like the stock market.
I mean, yeah, but then once you start doing it enough, you know people in higher places who can look out and get you, you know, some stuff that you want.
Sounds like the stock market to me.
Exactly. I mean, the same thing happened when we went to New York for your birthday or whatnot. Those red Kanye Red Octobers that I got, I think I paid $286 for them when they released. And remember, I was telling you I wanted to take them to Flight Club, but I ended up selling them for $3,000 probably.
Shit, yo.
A week or two.
Clapping for you, my boy. Jesus Christ.
But also now they're going for $10,000. So had I kept them,
so you lost.
You know, I won because I only paid $200 and something for them, and I flipped them for $3,000.
Okay.
But had I had a couple pair and sat on them, that'd be worth like $9,000 to $10,000 today.
See, I ain't got the patience for that. I buy shoes to put shoes on, but if I ain't putting shoes on, man, and they just sitting in my closet, I'm gonna find a way to sell them for more than I bought them for before they get to that peak. Because I'm gonna try to sell at this point. I'm just gonna try to sell you on what they could potentially be worth more, and then I'm gonna try to sell it that way. Does that make any sense? Like, instead of me waiting on it, I'm gonna sell you on the idea of you waiting on it. So it's kind of like mind fucking the nigga who you trying to sell the shoes to, essentially.
So think about it. Once the shoes first come out, a lot of people are gonna be wearing them, so it's gonna be less brand new ones around. 6 months, a year later, now the market,
brand new ones,
you know, DS or whatnot, desktop, there's gonna be less of them around. So, you know, whoever owns the desktop ones can control the market.
Okay. Yeah. I don't know nothing about those shoes, man. I'm gonna be honest with you. Yeah, so this Astroworld situation, man, it's, you know, it's sad, it's unfortunate, but, you know, looking at those videos, man, I think Live Nation should be held accountable. You know, I don't think people should cancel Travis Scott. You know, he got some, like I told Mike, modern day slavery. I listen to that in my car, and I close my eyes and I play like I made that song, and I just imagine myself in the middle of a crowd, you know, that beat, that, you know, going down, you know. So I can only imagine how his concerts are. But is it his fault that the you know what I'm saying, the producer or the, you know, the event organizer did not have enough security in EMS? I put it on them.
Yeah, I think what people most upset with him about is that he didn't stop the show. He didn't really aid.
Did you see that? Yep. You saw that, Torn? Yep. But that was again, that wasn't him. I'm sorry for interrupting you, Mike, but that wasn't him, Torn. That was the sound crew. You talking about when that girl climbed the thing to say that people were down there dead, and he did like that? Yeah. I mean, that's the sound crew.
Another thing that don't help him is that boo-boo apology.
Oh, that was awful.
That was
awful. That was awful.
Doo-doo.
He did that in the old girl Jenner bathroom.
No, yeah, that was doo-doo. Like, that man, it looked like that man was trying to force tears out so bad, but the tears just wouldn't come.
Hey, listen, man, I saw it. I said, oh yeah, he fucked. He all the way fucked. But you know what's gonna mess him up is, you know, there's so many different videos and so many different, you know, point of views coming out. But I saw one video where the entire crowd was saying, "Stop the show, stop the show, stop," and he kept going. Or, you know, but that ain't him, because you think about it, like, he is the act, he's the artist. There's a stage manager, there's a present manager, there's somebody there's a production, all of that. There's somebody that's taking care of all of that. Where the fuck were they when all this was happening, when they heard the crowd scream and stop the show. So that's why I say at the end of the day, Live Nation, it's Travis Scott because his name is on it, but Live Nation should be held accountable first and foremost before anybody.
Yeah.
I can get with that.
Yeah, I most definitely agree. I was laughing because I see Roddy Ricch was one of the first out of the performers to be like, "Oh, contact my folks, and we're gonna pay for everything y'all want. We're gonna pay for all the, you know what I mean, all the casualties, whatever, whatever." But like I said, I think Travis Scott is his event. Yeah, his event planners and people in charge of the function, just like you said. But it's just the fact of the matter, like, that he disregarded it. You know what I mean? Even his security guard, if I'm not mistaken, became a victim of that. He got injected with a needle, and it's like, oh yeah,
I saw that too. I saw that.
I ain't seen
oh
that.
yeah, oh yeah, like he got injected. Like, man, it was just a lot. Like, and for him to say like he didn't know and stop the show, it's like, you gotta hold yourself accountable at some point. I don't think you should do no jail time or nothing like that, but he most definitely should, you know what I mean, like pay for those funerals, be there for whatever and for whatever way to help and aid the families, and just give a little bit more than that my dog ate my homework apology he gave.
That's exactly what that's exactly what it was. But yeah, I mean, I saw two people so far. Two families have submitted 2 lawsuits so far, both $1 million apiece. And
Both $1 million.
Yeah, it's for Travis Scott, for Drake, and for Live Nation. How Drake got yeah. I mean, I get it. You want somebody to pay for it. I can only imagine losing a family member in that kind of environment. But at the same time, would I have let my 14-year-old kid go to an Astroworld concert? Probably not.
Probably not.
Probably not. But it's a different day and age. I remember when I was 14, 15, something like that, at that was a K Michelle concert, Jam Fest. You know what I'm saying?
I thought you were talking about the B2K one you went to.
Oh no, Bubba, I ain't never went no B2K concert.
The Scream tour? I thought you went to the Scream tour.
I ain't never been to no Scream tour, Bubba, and I ain't got to worry about me. Never happened. Never happened. You ain't got to worry about me or my kids going to none of that, Bubba. I wouldn't even take your daughter to
it. Oh yeah, she can't go.
No sir. I mean,
it could have been a lot worse. I mean, which is worse, a Travis Scott concert these days, or you remember our concerts was a Bootsy and Webby concert. Which one was worse?
Ooh, I had no business being in that place. No business.
Definitely Bootsy and Webby.
Definitely Bootsy and Webby. Definitely Bootsy and Webby. What song that was that they performed and downstairs? It just went crazy. Like, what was it?
I think it was I Love My Nigga.
It was one of them when we was upstairs. We was throwing a little.
Last one I remember, me and you was upstairs on the balcony.
Hanging
off the balcony.
Yeah, we was hanging off the balcony, throwing that little $200 we had that night. But definitely it was a song that they played. I forgot what song, but it just got rowdy down there. Like, boy, listen here. That's back when music really, you know what I'm saying, like really, really, really touched your soul. Like that's why I said I like Travis, Travis Scott, because his music, like if you into that, like if you want to get hyped up or whatnot, it'll do that for you. So if people are trying to say that is the reason why, I can scratch my head and I can refer to the logo, different strokes for different folks. I personally think that I put myself in the mindset like in a dream reality world where I'm like, all right, man, I'm on stage and I'm rocking, I'm performing modern day slavery. You know what I'm saying? That's one of my favorite songs to this day.
Yeah.
But is that gonna make me run and stump over people? Hell no, I'm gonna sit in the back, I'm gonna smoke my joint. But I'm also 31 years old. You got 14-year-old kids that probably want to be stage, you know what I'm saying, front row, front and center. And I see a couple people saying that as well, that Travis Scott promotes that, and that's why they're blaming him for it. He promotes everybody to run up front and and storm the stage and do that. Well, if you're gonna do that, then Live Nation, if he's known for that, you need to have some kind of security. enforcement to make sure that does not happen. And obviously that didn't happen. And now we got loss of lives, which is sad on all corners or accounts.
I mean, that typically happens with anything dealing with Travis Scott. Like even when he did the press run with the McDonald's or whatnot, like he was walking around by himself for a little minute and people was just gravitating towards him or whatnot, running and, you know, stuff like that. So it's almost like he likes it, like you say. And it's always a focal point with dealing with Travis Scott. He's gonna have a bunch of people going crazy, no matter what.
I just don't think they were prepared for that night. But like I said, like we stated earlier about the Bootsy and Webby concert, like security and police was already outside waiting on everything, you know, prepared, you know, taking the proper cautions, you know, for whatever jumped off.
They know it's gonna go down.
I think they left out the fact that not as much now, but in Travis' earlier career, like he promoted heavy drug use or whatever. And as you know what I mean, we all know somebody was in that crowd injecting people with needles that had like, I think it was a drug called Narcan or something like that or whatnot. Like, you know, he probably in his mind, on no level is it cool, but in whoever did it, man, he probably thought that, hey, we had a Travis Scott concert. That's what he about, getting fucked up, doing shrooms, doing whatever, you know, because Travis Scott is basically like the younger generation's future. That's basically what he is.
Yeah, agreed. But me is, you know, I got on the number 13 jersey. If you swap that back, you know, 31. I'm 31 years old. But again, I go back to modern day slavery. I am somebody who has to listen to this song at least 5 times a week. Anytime I am feeling down or anything, I play not modern day slavery and just get in it. I don't know, Quavo, you know what I'm saying, add to it, man. But that song just make you want to just, you know what I'm saying? So I can only imagine what those kids, you know, what their mindset was. But again, you can't expect a 14-year-old kid or a 17-year-old kid to understand the ramifications of what's about to happen. But I would expect Live Nation or whoever was in charge of all of that to put those things in place, man. And it just seems like it just wasn't enough security, wasn't enough ambulance. You know, you got people begging the audio visual guy while he controlling the lights. You know what I'm saying? And they climbing up there to tell him people are down there. You know what I'm saying? Y'all saw the video. I don't want to repeat that. You know,
I don't even think all of them were from somebody injecting drugs. I believe a couple of them were just from cardiac arrest.
Yeah, going down, like, you know what I'm saying, like, but also COVID, like where's the separation, like, you know what I'm saying? It just sounds.
You didn't see the sign outside the show?
No, I didn't. Hey, that's why we're talking about it, brother.
Free COVID before 9.
What?
Free COVID before 9.
Wait, somebody put a sign out there that said that?
No one put a sign out there that said that, but I'm saying they were definitely asking for it. They were definitely asking.
Definitely.
Yes, I mean, you know what I'm saying.
It should have been a sign out there that said free COVID before 9.
See, that's another thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I get it. You know, COVID are in places, but I feel like people pick and choose when they want to pull that card. Because me myself, I love Lil Baby. I went to a Lil Baby concert. I you know what I'm saying? I got kids upstairs, you know. I went to a Lil Baby concert a month ago.
A month ago, yeah.
Yeah, I went to a Lil Baby concert. So, you know, I done went to a football game, I went to a basketball game. Like, I think people pick and choose when they want to pull that COVID card, when it's beneficial to them, when it's something that they want to do. But when it's something else that they looking at from the outside looking in, you know what I'm saying? It's like, man, fuck that COVID shit. You know what I'm saying? Different stroke for different folks, man, whatever. When it's appealing to you.
I agree. That definitely depends. You know, even with me, you know, I go bowling twice a week, and you know, everybody's at the bowling alley in a small area, you know.
They got the nerve to have on a fucking mask. For what?
Yeah, we touching the same balls on the same lane, you know. But also, I don't like being around large groups, you know. So I guess it kind of goes both ways. Like it's something I want to do as far as bowling. So
doesn't your roommate own the tattoo shop?
Yeah.
Doesn't your roommate have literally a party like every other day or every other, like twice a week or some shit like that?
Yeah, all that stuff be going on, but you know how it just depends on what you feel like doing, what you deem fun to you. then you'll make those. Yeah, we'll do that. It's fine.
You got to make the best decision for yourself.
Yeah, for sure.
So when do the COVID rules come in place for you, Crack? Like, what are you strict about? Like, you're like, oh no, I ain't doing that.
I try not to go downtown. I go to like a little bar or something like that. But I try not to be around too many people at the same time. Like, even if we have something going on at the house, for the most part, I'll be, in the chair, chilling, watching the game.
You'll be in the chair next to the people that's 3 people on the couch that's next to your chair, and then 2 people across from that chair.
No, people be spread out. Or like say we're playing spades or something, like it'll be a table amongst us or whatnot, but it ain't like terribly close.
Okay.
In my head.
Y'all ain't touching the same card.
Y'all, I was just about to say, y'all ain't dealing and cutting the same cards or sitting at a card table that's definitely less than 6 feet. I'm sorry. You got on the mask at the card table and you dealing the cards with gloves on.
It definitely don't make sense.
I think what he's trying to tell us is COVID rules is only enforced to him because if he's taking one for the team and it's not beneficial.
I think it's exactly what he said. It's going back.
COVID.
COVID, get away from me. But I'm about to go to this party though.
You answer the same question, Twan. I want to get your perspective.
Take your time. This is different strokes for different folks. I mean,
Hey man, they're pretty strict about it up here on this West Coast. Like the whole King County, they done put that in the play. Like you can't even go to the movies, you can't go nowhere. So basically, traffic always bad up here because everybody just going to Tacoma. That's Pierce County. Ain't none of that up there or whatever. So Tacoma taking all the business from King County, Seattle, and the rest of King County, like Federal, Wade, Kent, and the remainder city and the surrounding cities. They taking all their business. So we go to COVID, but really, like, it's the same thing with me. Like, I just try to stay away from concerts or whatever. Like, I go anywhere. I stay away from things like concerts and clubs. I'll go to bars, and just like you say, Craig.
Oh, okay. Like you, Roof Chris the other day. Was that table behind you? Was that 6 feet? No. Okay. What about when you went to Nordstrom to do some shopping? Oh, that was a shopping center. Oh my God, those are usually pretty packed. See what I mean? It's a slippery slope.
Excuses.
Exactly. Yeah. It's a slippery slope until you have to do what you have to do. That's why I don't mind. Like me and my daddy, man, we got into it so many times when COVID first popped off. Because he was like, "Oh, you going, you doing it?" I'm like, "Pops, but you wake up every single morning at 5 o'clock and go to the gym." That's like Pops, you are an outside engineer. Like you have to. So my dad's job, he has to go. Y'all know, but I gotta tell America. Yeah. So he is an outdoor engineer. His team, he's a supervisor, by the way, or the site manager or whatever. So you building a Walmart, a Costco, a school, a hotel, whatever. Doesn't matter what are you building, a house, doesn't matter what you're building. His team has to go out and test out the chemicals. They test out the concrete. They take samples from the concrete that you're pouring and make sure that it passes all these tests and does all these things and things like that nature. So my dad works with countless contractors every single day. He got some contractors that if he get mad with them because they're late, they'll buy him a bottle of Hennessy or buy him tickets to a football game or something like that, so he won't be pissed off with them and report them. So he deals with multiple people, tens and hundreds of people every month. But he told me not to go to a bar and don't come in the house. This is when COVID first started, and I left from San Francisco and I was back with my parents. He had certain guidelines for me to come in the house. Was one of the reasons why I had to get the hell out of there, like ASAP, by the way. But anyways, I can't respect that, right? And I think it's the same situation that we having right now, or the same conversation that we're having right now. It's all depending on how comfortable you are with certain situations. But you can't, in my opinion, again, different strokes for different folks, you can't judge the next person because they take COVID just a little bit more serious than you do, or they make decisions based on them when it comes to COVID. You can't get mad at that.
I agree.
I think everybody everybody gonna do what's best for them, and they're gonna do what they gotta do. But most importantly, what they want to do, because COVID. I mean, it's not. Let's be honest. It's not a federal mandate. It's not a law. You know, it's totally up to how you feel.
Same situation happened with Aaron Rodgers. Given with the interview that he had, it seemed as if he was saying he was vaccinated because they asked, and he was like, yeah, but he after talking to researchers and doctors or whatnot, he found ingredients that he was allergic to. So,
hey, I never call another man a liar because I don't know him, but that motherfucker lying like a motherfucker. He ain't found no ingredients. He trying to find some fly shit to say to make that shit better. He found
that man a liar. His feet stinking. He don't love Jesus.
He is 100% lying.
Hey,
lying through his teeth.
We don't know that.
Man,
know
listen.
that for sure, man.
So why did you say what you said when they asked you if you was vaccinated? Why not just say no? Just say no. I'm doing all the shit that he said in that interview to clear his name. You could have did that first off, and nobody would even have this problem. We wouldn't even be having this conversation right now. If Aaron Rodgers would have just been straight up from the start and say, nah, I ain't vaccinated.
Yeah, I agree. He messed up with that as far as saying he was. He should have just explained it. Yeah, it could be a BS story, but like you said, everybody does what's best for them. So maybe
I was about to say, hey, y'all know Crack gonna be biased when it come to people he messed with. Like, he definitely gonna be biased. Like, Crack, he was trying to defend me. He was trying to defend this boy Colin Kaepernick to me, Smake, or whatever. Like, that man was doing all that shit, and he didn't vote.
And guess what? And that gives other people that's basing their opinion on him. That just gives them firepower to support whatever decision that they make. You know what I'm saying? That if you gonna come out and like me, for instance, I'm gonna use myself as a prime example, and anybody that know me probably somewhere rolling around right now. If I get on Facebook or I get on this social media platform and I stress something that people that really know me know that I'm not about, they probably like, this man, if he don't get the fuck off my screen with that bullshit, that motherfucker just said last week that he wasn't gonna do that. And then that gives them, I can't even get mad when they point me out for stuff. Cause I'm like, you know what? You right. He opened his
You
up
preaching
for
about protected sex and you got more babies than thugs.
Yeah. Do you see me say anything about condoms?
Hell no, you better not. That man sitting there talking about, but that man Colin, I respect everything he did or whatever because his intention still meant well, but I always sought to Crack about that. So you preaching all this about black equality and how people doing blacks or whatever, and you didn't even vote. All these black people that done died and got dogs sick on them and water hydrants goddamn put to them or whatever, they died for you to have that right. Whether oh man, that vote don't mean nothing. We don't have a voice. Fuck all that. Whether it do or not, like those black people that you so-called fighting for, they died for this shit. And you didn't vote? Get the fuck out of here, man.
I agree with you as far as the voting, but what I was saying is don't let that deter you away from the fact that he did a bunch of groundwork too. The actions, he put his money where his mouth was as far as everything else. He didn't vote.
He didn't put his money where his mouth was. They took his money out of his motherfucking mouth. But let's be honest.
The resources that he did have left, he utilized that to start organizations or whatnot, and and went from there. So that's what I'm just saying. Like, yeah, he should have voted.
No, I was just joking with Craig. He definitely did do the groundwork.
So I think that's a perfect segue into the next topic that I wanted to talk about. So, obviously, this whole thing with the voting and presidents and all the other stuff. I'm gonna be real. I was a Colin Kaepernick. I was one of those people. Like, I didn't give a shit about who was the president or who was the governor or nothing like that. I never gave a damn because every day I had to wake up, I had to go to work, and nothing that they did changed what my life was until it started impacting my life. When I started having kids and worry about child tax credits and all this other stuff. And when I go to Goodwill and give donations, but then I go in and shop for myself and for my kids. Goodwill's a very, 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 very underrated shopping. outlet, by the way. But
Well,
anyway,
Goodwill?
oh, for sure. Absolutely.
Underrated to who?
Oh, okay. I was about to say, I love it, Bubba. Hey, hey, listen, I love Goodwill. People, you can say, hey, listen, Stefan from 10 years ago probably look at you like you was crazy. But right now, man, listen, I get excited when I go on Goodwill. Like, Bubba, what am I going to find? What am I going to find today?
Listen, earlier on up here, I did a security job for a Goodwill, and I seen the craziest shit or whatever. Well, I'm pretty sure Mike knew about it, or maybe you knew about it too, Stefan. Like just doing security work out there for a
Definitely Snake,
Goodwill.
by the way.
Oh
Definitely
yeah,
Snake.
I'm sorry. My bad. Hey, but I did security work out there, and every day like clockwork. It was regulars out there. I'm talking about rich people or whatever. They stood in those lines to get in there and sort through everything in Goodwill to find like rare antiques, like rare shoes, like rare clothes. I'm talking about getting shirts for as low as 50 cents and a couple bucks or whatever. Putting that shit on the internet for like $100, $200, $300, making a killing, man.
That's exactly what my
I'm
wife
talking
does.
about finding Gucci purses, finding like all kind of designer purses. Mike, you knew about that shit?
Gary Vee do that.
It's called reselling.
Gary
My wife does that right now. I give her money right now. I'll give her $100 and be like, go find some stuff to sell.
But also, it's like the hunt. You know, it's intriguing. It's interesting it's intriguing or whatnot to go and actually try to find, you know, a jewel that someone else didn't really want or whatnot. They, you know, we'll donate it. We'll get rid of it or whatnot.
Another man trash, another man treasure. Different
and guess what?
folks.
It was actually people out there that quit their jobs to do that, and they were actually making a good living doing that. And they were telling me, just me being security, they would tell me like, "Hey man, I enjoy coming out here. I enjoy what I do. I love it."
My wife does it effortlessly. I got a Michael Kors purse. Wow. I got a Michael Kors puff jacket right now, like the the big old, the little bubble jacket, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Got the little hands, you know what I'm saying? Put your hand in it, got the little nice Michael. $20.
Practically new too, huh?
Yep.
Practically new.
Practically new.
You know what else slept on too? Yard sales, the garage sales and stuff or whatnot. Sure. It's the same, you know, but you ain't got to go to Goodwill. You can go to somebody's house and see, hey, okay, you're trying to get rid of this. You know, and it might be something good to the point where they just don't feel like going through the hassle of getting rid of it. But if you want it, you know, you can get it.
There you go. Yeah. I think a lot of people do things that, you know what I'm saying, is beneficial to whatever they, you know what I'm saying, whatever their needs or their wants are at that time. So with this bill that Biden is trying to pass right now, or this bill,
I'll be back. Continue.